Hi, I'm Vicky Silverthorne and I'm a professional organiser. Usually, day in, day out, I spend my time at clients' homes, reorganising their space, decluttering and getting their homes in order. Like everybody else, I found myself working from home. Usually I work from home a few days a week, but obviously I'm permanently working from home at the moment. So I wanted to provide some tips and advice on how to make that working from home experience hopefully a little bit better, not just physically and how things look visually, but also things that can help impact your well-being too. Obviously the ideal is to have a dining table, peace and quiet, a little bit of music on in the background perhaps, so that you can work away easily and create the perfect routine. But the reality of it is that most people have children running around, they have to fit in homeschooling, they don't necessarily have space to sit at their dining table, or perhaps the children need it to do some work or some activities. So hopefully I can provide you with a few tips on how to be a bit creative within your home to get the space that you need in order to work efficiently. So, if you haven't got a dining table, you might be using a dressing table in the bedroom, you might be using your sofa, hopefully not. You might have become a bit creative. Some people have ordered desks and put it in different parts of the room. Many people have a spare room. My biggest tip with it when it comes to a spare room is if it's not being used right now, we're in a situation where we don't know how long this is going to go on, I would take the bed down and put it to the side in order to have the space that you need to work each day. If it's not going to be a spare room right now, that bed can be discarded, it can be put to the side, and it's well worth spending that time doing so, spending those couple of hours taking it down and creating more of an office-like space. If you don't have the luxury of a spare room, then you might even use your children's room. If the kids have got a place to do their work or do their craft or play downstairs, then it might not be ideal, but perhaps using their room as your office space, shutting the door when you need to, might be a good solution. If you are using your dining table as an office, there's a few tiny tips that I'd recommend. Number one would be keep a large tray on the dining table so that all of your work paraphernalia lives on that. If you need to then use that dining table for breakfasts, lunch and dinners, everything on that tray can simply be pulled off, packed down and put away, and then when everybody's finished eating, bring it out again, put it on the table, and your hot desk, I suppose, is much more easy to replace. If you don't have a tray or something like that, then a simple box, just pack everything down easily and then unpack it again as and when you get your dining table time. If you're using your bedroom as your office space, one thing I would highly recommend would be to pack everything down at the end of the day and get it out of your bedroom. It's not great for the mind to have your work in your bedroom at night where you're sleeping, you're meant to be calm, you're meant to be switching off. This is as good a time as any to get your surroundings in order. I know not everybody has that magic day or magic amount of time to suddenly spend hours and hours on decluttering and organising, but you don't have to do it like that. You can chip away at your surroundings, and there are so many studies that show that visual distraction impacts on your creativity, your productivity and the way that you work. So it's a really, really good idea to get your surroundings in check. You just feel more productive. Because we're using our homes as our workspace, for some people that means it's really hard to switch off at the end of the day. A really tiny tip to transform your space from daytime work to evening time, this is your dining table, this is your home again, is to simply, once you've cleared your table at the end of the day and you've finished work, put a candle or a plant or even a bunch of flowers, whatever you've got in the centre of the table, just to signify work is over and it's now time to relax and my home is transformed from office back to home again. There's no doubt that we aren't in our usual working situation, so I think we need to give ourselves a break when it comes to trying to recreate what we usually have in an office. I think we need to give ourselves more breaks. There is no doubt that there are more distractions at home, whether it's children running around or the urge to put your washing on. do it. Make use of the good weather and don't fight against it. Be kind to yourself. If you have a few more breaks, that's absolutely fine. This isn't our normal situation. If you're working on a laptop and you're not in the ideal space, then you need to be really careful of your posture. You can only do what you can, but so many people have given the tip to raise your laptop on some books, and ideally, if you can, get an attachable keyboard and mouse. You don't want to be stooping the whole time. We're talking about weeks and weeks and weeks. And usually when you're in an office, you're all set up so that you're sitting really well. So raise your laptop. It should be eye level if possible, or even so you're slightly looking down on it. And if you don't have a stand, just simply use something lying around. If you've got books, use those to lift your laptop. If you've got a lot of work paraphernalia or quite a bit of paperwork, then now is a really good time to take a look at a few cupboards or drawers you might not have looked in for a while and give them a good declutter. See what you actually need right now and see if the space can be used in a much better way, so that at the end of the day you can put away that work paraphernalia, forget about it and enjoy your evening. A couple of really key recommendations when working from home, which I use myself in my office, which is actually my dining table. Number one, the Bisley 10-drawer multi-drawers. They are absolutely fantastic. Why? Because they're so simple. They're compact, they tuck away in a little corner, and they're so easy to use. I don't like anything complicated when it comes to paperwork, so there's no lever arch files, there's no hole punching, and there's no major subcategorization. When you need to file something away, you simply open a drawer, put the paper in, it naturally gets filed in date order, and then you shut the drawer again. So I use this for both my home paperwork and my very limited amount nowadays of business paperwork too. My other recommendation is my action box. It's just a very simple A4 grey box with the word action written on the front. Very important to label that box. Anything that I need to do, any piece of paperwork that comes into my life that I want a visual and physical reminder of goes into that box. So whether it's a bill I need paying, someone that I've got to call, or a reminder of me to do something, all of those items, all of that paperwork goes straight into my action box. So each day I can keep on top of it, sift through it and see exactly what it is that I've got to do that day. I hope you enjoyed my tips and advice on how to work from home, hopefully more efficiently. Give yourselves a break, take more breaks, and be kind to yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. We can only do what we can do right now in these very unusual, strange times.